All right, y'all. When the vibration is really high, the vibration is really high. We're giving thanks. We're grateful. We're happy. We're ecstatic. We're on our chosen one shit, right? We give thanks to our spirit team. We give thanks to the Most High. And even when we hit a low vibration, we do our best to do the same thing so that we can change it. It doesn't have to be a low vibration for the rest of the day, right? But then there are times we get into that low vibration where it catches us off guard, where we didn't see something coming. And you know, we pride ourselves on being able to see something happen before it happens. So when we don't see something coming, and it's like the rug being snatched from our feet, it has the ability to bring us back to that hurt childhood self. Now, I've done as much work as I know how to do. I'm still working, of course, inner childhood healing, of course, being a self-parent in this regard, right? Past life work, shadow work, all that shit. When we as adults who have been through a ridiculous amount of trauma starting in our childhood, despite all the work that we've done, our inner childhood's self still has tendencies to say, what the fuck? I'm not giving thanks. God don't love me. My spirit team don't got my back. When we do our healing work, it's not to say that we never went through what we went through. It's just to give our pain some purpose and for us to let go of the grip of the past so we can get a grip of the now. So our future has a higher chance of having a grip. And I've caught myself so many times where I would talk to my spirit team, but like, yo, where the fuck was y'all at when I was going through this, that, and the third as a kid? Where the fuck was y'all at? And I be cursing. I be doing that shit. Not anymore. I do my best not to, because I understand what the youngin went through, but I understand why I went through it. And I've always done my best to allow my truth to override old feelings. But those old feelings will only come up when in this moment I may not understand what's going on. So I'll have a conversation with my spirit team, be like, yo, where the fuck was y'all at? Y'all really just let me go through this for years? And then this trauma, and then that trauma. Y'all let me go through all of that. Now you want me to research who you are. Now you want me to work with you. Now you want me to trust that you have my back. So for the longest time, even though I was grateful to do ancestral work, I was giving them the bombastic side eye for a long time. Because I'm like, yo, I still don't understand why the fuck you had to step back. Well, here's the thing. Spirit has to step back sometimes to see if we've learned our lesson. Just to make sure that our present actions isn't gonna match up with our past feelings. Because if we allow our past feelings to override our present actions, that means we are still stuck in that particular loop, that particular cycle, and we're allowing the past to control our present and therefore our future. So They can only hold on to the handles of the bicycle with you for so long. But they gotta let go at some point. It's not like they're not gonna have our back. It's not like they're not gonna be there for us at all. It's not like they're not gonna help push our miracles through. But sometimes they have to let go, because at the end of the day, they can't override what the Most High needs of us. Sometimes parents want to, step in and, maybe give a little money to help you with the bills, or, with your car note, or, whatever it is, right? Or I know you're in this emergency situation, and, if you don't have this amount of money, you could get kicked out of school, whatever the case is, right? They want the best for us. But they especially Spirit Team, they understand that wanting the best for us and then stepping back means we have to practice being the best for ourselves. We have to practice that. We have to implement that, because we're not a kid anymore. That inner childhood person is still within us. That little girl, that little boy, that they still there. But as we self-parent, the grandparents and the great-grandparents and the great-great-greats, they got to step back and see, okay, you're a good parent. You can't call somebody a good parent when you're doing all the parenting for them. You see what I'm saying? So when we go through these unexpected things, when the rug gets pulled from us, when our psychic abilities do not tell us that something is coming necessarily, it puts us back in that childlike state of mind. Like, oh, I did not see that coming. And it brings us to that point where we go through that little shakeup, and we get scared and we get fearful, and so then we talk like it, and then sometimes we act like it. So it's up for us to make sure that our current and present actions do not match past feelings. Otherwise, we're going to continue to go through the same shit until we learn our lessons. And I know it sucks. I know sometimes when you're trying to manifest something, right? When you're trying to manifest, man, I've been doing all this work for fucking years, and I had to deal with all this trauma, and I'm still giving thanks, yada, yada, yada. You're going through the victim mentality list, right? I did this, I did that, where's my shit? But at the end of the day, it's just about not getting caught up in that cycle, in that same cycle. We get mad because we feel like our manifestations aren't working, where we have to have a little bit more patience in places that we're not aware we need more patience in. Because if we don't gain patience in that certain place when we do get our manifestations, anytime something shocking happens, boom, we can fuck up our whole miracle. We can mess up our everything that we worked for. You see what I'm saying? And I know it feels like, well, damn, I thought I was closest with God as a child. I thought I was able to manifest some sort of safety, some sort of saving. Then it brings us back to that point, and we go back in that same loop. So, for the places where we need more patience and we don't realize it, we need to tap into that so that we don't self-sabotage when we do get our shit, or when shit does work out for us. Give thanks when you're in a high vibration. Give thanks when you're in a low vibration. And give love to your childhood self. It's your soul. It's your choice.